All right, hey there, herd members. WV Guns and Goats tabletop video for all y'all out there watching tonight. What do we have though? The Athlon optics, ridiculously good optics. Ares BTR Gen 3 HD. This is a 4.5 to 27 power scope with a 50 millimeter objective, 30 millimeter tube, and a first focal plane reticle. This is also the MOA version. They have it in mil as well. Now, this scope was provided to us by the fine folks at Athlon Optics to bring you this video right here. But what are we doing in this video? Well, we're going to unbox the scope. I'll show you everything that comes in the box with it. We'll go over all the features that it has. Now, there will be a second video coming later where we actually get this onto a gun. We're going to take it up to the long range. Now that the hay has finally been cut and baled, I don't have to worry about it being waist high anymore. And we're going to shoot it out to just shy of 300 yards because my range doesn't quite reach the 300-yard mark. And we'll see how it does on a gun, how easy it is to sight in, and how clear it looks when we get it out to those longer ranges. But tonight, just a feature and unboxing video. Before we get into that, how about you go ahead and headbutt that subscribe button to join the herd here at WV Guns and Goats. To start, we got a nice box with a magnetic flap to hold it closed. Now we have some features listed right here on top, and there's also some features listed on the side of this box. Now we know this is a first focal plane reticle, and it is a Christmas tree style reticle. I'll put a photo of it on the screen here so you can check it out. Now, with this being first focal plane, that means that the reticle is going to get larger or smaller, depending on what magnification you have it dialed to. And you can also use the ranging Christmas tree portion of this reticle on any magnification that you can see those features on. They're not locked into a single magnification level like they would be on a second focal plane scope. This scope claims to have advanced, fully multi-coated lenses which increase light transmission. It's waterproof against inclement weather, fog-proof with argon purging, and has variable magnification. We notice a 4.5 to 27 power scope, and it features a fast focus ring which accommodates a wide variety of variances in eyesight, and it also comes with a lifetime warranty. This is a USA-based company. Right here, we have a warning about ingesting the button cell battery for the illumination. Right here, we have a picture of the reticle and the barcodes and such. On this side, however, we have some product specs listed right here and another picture of the reticle. On the back of the box, though, we have a bunch of different specs listed right here. So let's look at some of those specs. It is a 50 millimeter objective lens, and this is designed for target and long range shooting. The field of view on the scope at 100 yards goes from 22.7 feet on the 4.5 magnification to 3.8 feet at 27 power, and that is at 100 yards. It's 13.9 inches long with a 30 millimeter tube, a adjustable parallax from 25 yards to infinity. It's 29.1 ounces in weight. Eye relief, 3.9 inches, so it has generous eye relief. The magnification is 4.5 to 27, and this is the MOA model, so it has a 1/4 inch MOA for every click. Now let's go ahead, open this up, and see what comes inside the box. Okay, here's everything that comes in the box. Let's go over it, and we will be looking at the scope here a bit closer, but we have an aluminum sunshade for the end of the scope, and we have the manual right here. Now, this covers everything you need to know about this scope, and one of the things that this scope has is a zero stop. So you can set these knobs when you get sighted in at, say, 100 yards. And then you set your zero stop and say you have to make 2 full rotations to get to a certain yardage. Well, when you rotate them back to try to get to that 100-yard zero you had, if the zero stop is set, it's not going to let you go past your original sight in adjustments for the optic at whatever yardage you sighted it in at. Now there's a pretty crazy large warning here about the button cell, but I think there was a big lawsuit that caused a lot of people to have to recall scopes so that they could just put a warning in the box there about not letting children get a hold of the button cell batteries. Now right here we have a microfiber cleaning cloth to keep the lenses clean, and we have an Allen key with some small grub screws that are used for setting up the zero stop. Now here's what surprised me. These two scope caps. And you often see scope caps included with optics that are made out of cheap plastic. When I picked these up, what surprised me is that these scope caps are made out of aluminum. They're actually metallic and they seem to be extremely high quality. Right here, there are some detents on the inside. So when it snaps closed and when it goes all the way open, it is detented in place and it can't just flap around like the plastic ones can. So really super nice scope caps included with this optic. Now let's go ahead and look at the scope itself. So when you pick up the Ares BTR Gen 3, you'll notice the weight of this scope. It's not overly heavy. It's not going to be a boat anchor sitting on top of your gun, but it is not a lightweight hunting scope. If I had to describe the weight of this scope, I would say it feels like it weighs what a scope of this size should weigh. It's got a very nice weight to it, and it is finished in a nice black anodizing. It is made in China, but what isn't these days? Now we've got a warning here to use a torque wrench when you're tightening down your mount onto this scope so you don't damage it. Let's talk about the knobs here. They are a large, easy to grasp knob for both the elevation and the windage. So if you're using this in a situation like competition shooting long range and you have to dial this, you're going to be able to easily grab those knobs and make your adjustments. And then of course it has that zero stop feature as well. The engraving on top of these knobs is a very large and easy to read. You can easily tell that one click equals a quarter MOA, and you turn it counterclockwise to move your adjustments up. The windage knob is also marked similarly, with counterclockwise moving our impacts to the right. And then if we turn the scope here, we can see that the numbers that are engraved on both the elevation and the windage knob are very large and very easy to read. Also, I don't know if you heard it earlier, but listen to this. These knobs are extremely tactile and audible. And the clicks, each click is super crisp, super clean. I don't notice any mushiness in the turrets on this scope. Very, very nice clicks on this scope. So let's look at the other knobs we have here. We have a parallax knob that goes from infinity down to 25 yards, which means you can use this scope on a precision rimfire rifle. And this arrow right here that tells you what your parallax is isn't just for the parallax, it also indicates what illumination level you're on. So right here I am on 6 on maximum brightness. If I want to go and turn that off, I can just give it a click down or a click up, because there is an off setting, these little dots right here, in between each brightness setting. And this knob takes a good bit of force to turn it. It's not overly hard where it feels like it was broken or anything, but it's enough force that if you get the gun with the scope on it out of the safe and you find out that it was on a certain illumination level, it's because you left it on, not because it accidentally got bumped on. And we have a battery compartment right here that takes a 2032 battery. All right, coming back here to our magnification ring. The nice thing about this is it has a built-in tactical throw lever or cattail, and it feels like it will screw off of there. So if you don't want to use it, You don't have to have it on there. You can just unscrew it and take it off. And the magnification levels are well marked and easy to read. And the magnification ring turns with no grittiness. Very, very smooth adjustments to magnification there. Now back here we have the focus ring right here. And this is pretty easy to turn. Not too easy, not too hard. Feels nice and smooth when you adjust it. I've run into some scopes where this ring is nearly impossible to turn. It feels like it takes the strength of two men to turn the knob right here, but this one moves nice and smoothly. So I think that's all the features that this scope has. We will be getting it out to the range and seeing how it performs on a firearm. Let's check out the sunshade next. Sometimes these things are almost impossible to put on the scope, on some cheaper scopes, and we'll talk about the price of this scope in a little bit. This one threads on there super smoothly, and it just threads right on and right off. Let's check out the lens cap. As I said earlier in the video, these are really nice lens caps made out of aluminum, and they just thread onto the scope. Give me 1 minute to get it correct here. Those fine threads always give me an issue. There we go. It threads on there easily. Once you get it started, of course. Fine threads can always be a little bit picky. There it is. And the nice thing about these scope caps is they flip all the way back and lay flat. They're not just stuck 90 degrees up in the air. They can lay flat like that. We'll try the one at the eyepiece as well. And there we go. I got it the first time that time, guys, and it went on there very easy. You can turn it around to where it's oriented directly up and down. And this one lays flat as well. Now, one thing I think I forgot to mention when I was looking at the box and taking the scope out of the box, I saw that they mentioned their warranty was fully transferable. It doesn't matter if you're the first, second, third, or fourth owner of this optic. Also, it didn't require any registration, and it didn't require a receipt. So as long as you have one of their optics, it sounds like they're going to take care of you. And the price on this scope, the MSRP, is around $1,050. However, I was able to find a street price of this scope for under $1,000. I'll put an image of that here on the screen so you can see what I found it for online. So everybody, I hope this video helped you out if you were interested in these Athlon Ares BTR Gen 3 scopes. And check out the range video when I get that done. I'll actually link that in the description of this video so you can check it out as well once it's ready to be viewed. So everybody, this has been another WV Guns and Goats video. I really appreciate you watching to the end here. And as always, if you're not out there having fun shooting, well, what are you doing?